Hey ladies and gents, it's Jacko the Ripper, and today we're back for another reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to Simon the Digger versus Kyle Rayner. Tear a hole in the sky, baby! Alright, so before we get started, I just want to say, some crazy stuff happened today, and supposedly this is supposed to come out on Wednesday. At the time of recording this, it's Tuesday. Okay, so some crazy stuff happened. Okay, well, just some stuff. Okay, first off, I may have got spoiled for the outcome of the episode. Despite the spoilers, I'm gonna react to this anyway because I have no doubt it's gonna be peak, and this is one of my favorite. One of the matchups I wanted to happen in the show. Number 2, my Wi-Fi router just start working again. Like, it just suddenly start working again. I don't know why. I don't know how. It's probably because there was an internet outage and stuff like that. But regardless, and make sure you stick around to the end of this video, because I'm also going to be reacting to something after this video. And I saw who's fighting next time on Death Battle, so yeah. I'm okay with who spoils on who's fighting next time. I'm okay with that. But the outcome of the fight and the animation, I'm not okay with. But regardless of all that, let's and before we continue, consider hitting the subscribe button. Same for the like button, and we're close to 500 subs. So with your support, I would love it. Like, I would appreciate it a lot. It'll help the channel grow. All right, let's get started. Turn down the volume.
Simon the Digger, Kyle Rayner.
I'm excited.
Two men born of Earth with the willpower to pierce the heavens and conquer infinity.
And I heard this is 1% sprite animation and 99% hand drawn. I'm excited. It's gonna be so beautiful.
Deep underground, Jiha village lived in dreary isolation, oblivious to the wider world.
Simon is a cool character, I will admit.
That's where the hero of our story comes in. The young man who would lead his comrades into the sunlight at last, Kamina, the great and mighty. Oh, and his little brother from another mother, Simon. He was there too, I guess.
Simon was a digger, content to drill endlessly through the dirt.
Supreme Commander Pilot Hermit currently. Mole Stakes, Nia. Yeah, that makes sense. Paperwork Authority, the anti.
Drill.
Yeah.
The key that activated the mysterious buried mech that Kamina named Lagan under his magnificently masculine.
Oh yeah, and if you didn't see my post I posted earlier in the post tab, I did say that I was betting on Kyle, and it's probably obvious that I'm wrong. So I'm gonna stick to my guts. And I'm not going to switch my answer, so I'm just going to take my L like a champ.
Leadership, Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a life in the dark.
But the sky was by no means the limit. The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina would lead his compatriots against them to reclaim the Earth for humanity, scoring a second mech in the process, aptly named Gurren.
And as befits Kamina
Gurren Lagann,
unbreakable brotherly bond, Gurren and Lagann merged, creating Gurren Lagann.
With Kamina piloting the body and Simon the head, these two were unstoppable.
Of all the giant fighting robots,
mechs are cool.
And all the
Gundam reference, Julian! Julian!
Gurren Lagann might just be the absolute coolest, fueled by his pilot's willpower and capable of making
drills,
any
missiles,
weapon they can imagine,
including
boomerangs,
missiles, a jetpack, a sunglasses boomerang, and of course,
drills.
Drills, of course.
Drills, kunai drills, shield drills,
just turn on the
Kamehameha drills,
Kamehameha drills.
The Giga Drill Bureku.
Giga Drill
so
Breaker.
That the only thing they could think of was drills. That's
drills.
Like if I made booze or something.
Oh my God! Genshin Impact mentioned.
Through Lagan's awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord Genome.
Until Kamina died.
Rest in peace, Kamina.
Shit, was that supposed to happen?
Nope, and it was all Simon's fault. He let his willpower waver, and his soul brother paid the price. After all, he was just a humble digger, at home in the darkness, guided solely by the light of Kamina's spirit.
So his big bro left him with these final words. Have faith in the Simon who believes in you.
Oh my God.
Kamina was the one.
Okay, so the thing is, the reason why I made that response is because I've listened to the track before watching this, and the track is a banger, I will say.
looking up to him the whole time.
That's why I know about it.
Simone who found Logon, Simone who pierced the surface, and Simone who would now lead humanity to victory.
Especially with his gal pal Nia at his side, who helped pull him out of his rut and kick Lord Genome's ass. But victory only lasted 7 years before the anti-spiral attacked.
Unimaginably powerful godlike aliens, the anti-spiral feared humanity's potential, what they dubbed the spiral nemesis.
Remember how Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit? Turns out that's just a manifestation of spiral power, an energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah.
Just as the spiral turned inward
Oh my,
represents
what the fuck?
obsession and madness, the spiral turned outward spins forever into infinity, the perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential.
I mean, I know this is gonna sound lazy, but I might as well just leave the curse words in, so yeah, it's inevitable, and yeah, there's that.
Simone would use as he led
Sorry
Team
for pausing a lot.
Gurren across the multiverse to take the fight to the anti-spiral.
There it is.
And this
The
is
anti-spiral
when
himself.
Gurren Lagann
Whoa.
gets crazy.
Channeling spiral power lets you constantly adapt to threats, no matter how overwhelming.
Yeah.
Simone can create portals to different realities and higher dimensions. He can generate force fields, absorb energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines.
Creating
Drill size
the
of
Gurren Lagann,
dang.
which is strong enough to
Holy
shatter
cow.
space and time with a punch.
Whoa.
Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann,
Whoa.
which can fire lasers that are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and dimension
Whoa.
within a Planck instant.
That's the smallest unit of time physically possible.
Meaning each laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 170 power
Holy
times faster
cow.
than light.
Oh my, that's the new speed calc.
Looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat in our show's history.
So far.
Congratulations, Gurren Lagann.
Move over, SpongeBob. You've been dethroned.
Yep.
Oh, and the guidebook says they...
Sorry for the abrupt pause, everyone. It's just that my parents got home. So yeah, let's continue.
hit an innumerable number of enemies across infinite universes.
Holy
you
crap.
literally cannot
Holy
calculate how fast that is.
Holy
But
crap.
it wasn't enough to escape the anti-spiral's greatest trap,
Yeah?
the multiverse labyrinth. An attack that imprisons Simon in his own unique multiverse, forced to experience
Jeez.
an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his mind, permanently arresting him in a dream world.
Except Simone and his spiral
Yeah?
power are just built different. And after being inspired
Built
by
different.
his bro,
Yeah?
Simone absorbed that whole multiverse to escape.
What makes this even more impressive is that this labyrinth was 11-dimensional, meaning
Jeez.
Simone absorbed a higher dimensional structure several orders of infinity greater than himself. The jump between dimensions is basically infinite.
Yeah?
Each new dimension adds a new direction of space that extends infinitely.
Oh my
Thus,
God.
an infinite gap in size and scope.
What?
Oh, we're just getting started. Imagine a two-dimensional drawing interacting with a three-dimensional person.
Okay. That's not too far off from what actually happened.
Because when
Yeah?
Simon absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged with every alternate universe version of himself, including an alternate universe Simon, who is writing his own alternate universe version of Gurren Lagann.
My God.
That author's spiral power made his fictional Simon real, adding
Oh.
another to the mix.
Wait,
Holy
if
crap.
every human being has spiral power, you're telling me we can all do this shit?
This
Oh.
all gave our Simone enough spiral power to
Sorry.
form the next step in mecha evolution, Tengen Toppa Gurren.
Gurren Lagann, there you
This is
go.
when Gurren Lagann gets actually fucking crazy. Like shooting missiles that alter probabilities so they have a 100% chance of hitting you, or
Yeah?
tossing galaxies around like frisbees.
My
Sorry, did I
God.
say galaxies? I meant universes.
My
Power
God.
was so immense that he started generating super spiral space, a higher dimension.
I know
encompassing
Gurren
our
Lagann
own
is a broken universe,
With
but
it,
dang.
Simone turns his thoughts into reality, letting him create his mech and all of its weapons in the first place.
Not only does this mean he no longer needs co-pilots, he can also regenerate any damage done to him or his mech just
Oh.
by willing it back into existence.
Oh my
Like
God.
when Lord Genome used spiral power to survive quantum breakdown. Or the time Nia, now the best wife in the universe,
Huh.
used spiral power to constantly regenerate her body from being erased at the informational level. for 7 days straight.
Information in physics is essentially the ones and zeros that make up every possible outcome in reality. Nia literally regenerated from the statistical certainty of her own destruction.
If I have spiral power, whiz, when the fuck is my leg growing back?
When even this was not enough
Oh
for
my
the
God.
anti-spiral, Simone evolved one more time.
Into
the super
Tengen
Yep.
Gurren Lagann.
There's the final form.
This mech is so big, its size is literally incalculable. And
Yeah.
with a drill somehow even larger than that,
And that's
Simone
actually a
and
cool
his friends
design.
Shattered the anti-spiral once and for all.
Hey, cruel indifference of the universe. Meet the indomitable human spirit.
Proving Kamina's words prophetic.
Became the Simon that believed in him, pulled the moon back into orbit, struck all space-time at once, absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, withstood an infinity Big Bang storm, shattered a trillions of... Dang, defeated... Yeah.
And Simone's drill is the drill that would pierce the heavens.
Yeah.
With no more worlds left to conquer, Simone chose to wander the earth for the rest of his days, in service to others.
Always looking up. For all the lights in the sky are
He's
stars,
so wholesome.
And every star, another world of spiral cousins that can live free.
All thanks to a humble digger.
Yeah.
The universe
Oh, okay.
is a
I thought there was gonna be an ad.
place. Should you find yourself face to face with an interdimensional vampire, alien dictators, or this one really pissed off cat, you know who to call.
The Green Lantern Corps. They're the Space Fuzz, an
Yeah,
intergalactic
pretty much.
police force founded billions of years ago by blue leprechaun gods.
Oh my God! I saw the leprechaun. I saw him.
Favorite, Hal Jordan.
You
Yeah.
know him. You love him. You might hate him. But you gotta respect the man with a will as unbreakable
Yeah,
as
I love how they
Hal's.
reference
Until
back
the
to that.
day His will broke.
After his
Yeah.
hometown got completely obliterated, Hal lost his mind. He
Oh.
rampaged through the core, killing everyone in his path,
Whoa.
and absorbed the central power battery, the literal
Holy crap.
Green Lantern.
Becoming the Emerald Tyrant, Parallax.
There was
Whoa.
only one survivor of Parallax's killing spree, Ganthet. And with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the universe to a human.
To Kyle.
Rayner.
Yeah.
So, was Kyle picked for his indomitable willpower like Hal was?
Ah, he was just there. He
On enemy. On Parallax. Superman Asian movies. Gamma. And I heard a joke where he's whatchamacallit, canonically a Gurren Lagann fan. So if that's true, then
no
that's
idea
funny.
what was going on. Must feel good being given the most dangerous magical weapon in existence to figure out on your own. Hey, if Colonel Sanders, Daffy Duck,
Oh my
Space
God!
Cat, and a city
Oh
in
my
Oxford
God!
Alfred, what's yours?
No
you
way!
know?
The Green Lantern ring can do anything, fulfilling any wish its user desires as though
Yeah?
it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets you fire energy blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn invisible and intangible, manipulate matter, time travel, warp reality, and erase things from existence.
My
Think
God!
we're
Oh,
exaggerating?
whoa! That's some cool editing. Oh, my God! That's a Jeez. That's a list of. That's a list of abilities he has.
Consider the time Kyle stretched the very fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion times over.
Oh my
That's like
God.
stretching an inch into
Quadrillion?
a light year.
Lanterns control time and space, letting
Yeah?
them fly so fast they can create a Speed Force singularity.
Tapping into the Speed Force requires entering a higher dimension of space, requiring speeds that are not only faster than light,
Yeah?
but totally immeasurable. And the rings
Yep.
have an artificial intelligence that operates just as fast, automatically
Jeez.
protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that Boozer Kilowog survived being erased from existence by the crisis on Infinite Earth.
The ring is fueled by its user's willpower and limited only by their imagination.
While Hal may have had the greatest willpower in the Corps, Kyle's imagination is unmatched. Probably
Yeah.
because he's a
I'm just
comic
gonna
book
this
artist.
fan real
And we
quick.
know from this show, they think of some wild shit.
But the Green Lantern's most
Sorry.
recognizable ability is their constructs, Kyle's speciality.
Samurai armor, pirate ships, giant dragons, actual working home computers, and his favorite, super fighting robots.
Oh.
Hey, that one looks familiar.
Kyle can make them
Oh my
strong enough to
God.
lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as eternity.
Or hold back
Yeah.
a 12.3 dimensional Big Bang. Wait,
Uh-huh.
0.3? DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only downside is that it's limited to 24 hours before needing a recharge.
Yeah.
So it can blow up universes, but it has the battery of an iPhone. Never mind, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power came no responsibility.
Perhaps a manifestation of
What's
Kyle's
this?
self.
Regarded by the others as a major player, he describes himself as the rookie, insecure, knowing that he wasn't selected as a Green Lantern like his predecessor, inheriting the ring instead by a twist of fate. All right, sorry for pausing, just and sorry for stuttering a little. I wasn't really grown up to I'm not really much of a reader, if I'm gonna be honest.
Self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though,
right.
when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend, Alex, and put her body in a fridge.
Kyle wasn't the only one traumatized. This moment was so infamous, it started the trope called fridging.
For how
my
female
God.
characters are often sacrificed as mere plot devices to further a male character's development.
So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle again.
Kyle finally got serious. He became a prominent member of the Justice League, faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps better than ever.
But little did he know, this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
In order to save Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy, it's a long story, he
my
had to
God.
master all the colors of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum.
There are 7 colors,
there's 7,
each representing a different emotion.
Yeah.
The yellow light of fear,
Fear.
lets Kyle manipulate
I know,
the worst horrors
red is
in his
rage.
mind. The more scared you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
Orange light is fueled by bottomless
Greed.
avarice, possessing Kyle to absorb not merely his enemies' attacks,
Sapphire,
but also
I
their
think is
souls.
love.
Red is rage.
Yep,
ripping
rage.
out Kyle's heart and replacing his blood with napalm.
Alright, so and
which
Violet
sounds
is
like it sucks,
Violet's
but it's
love, like I
metal as
said.
hell.
Blue light is powered by hope and allows Kyle to heal
Yeah,
wounds, resist mental domination, and supercharge his ring.
Indigo is compassion, reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him
Compassion.
open portals across
I don't know
space,
all the.
connecting
I
him
forgot
to
all the
others.
The
Lantern
final
rings.
one was the Sapphire Light of Love.
There you go.
With it, he can trap enemies within crystal matrices and control their minds. But Kyle only mastered it by forgiving himself for Alex's tragic death.
Oh,
Hold on, let me check if it's still all recording. Okay, it's all recording. Sorry.
self-love. I get it. Must be nice. And with their powers combined, he doesn't just make his enemies taste the rainbow.
The light
Oh my-
spectrum merged, and Kyle became a White Lantern with total control over the power of life.
Wiz, I cannot think of an attack
Oh my God.
more useless in a death battle
Wait. Are we getting TF2 again in Death Battle?
than something that makes you live.
Empowered by the physical embodiment of all life in the DC multiverse, Kyle is vastly more powerful than any
You're
other
the greatest
in
lantern.
existence.
Far stronger than Hal, who can
Yeah.
harness the energy of every power battery across the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle instantly heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect the dead, the white light of life is strong enough to go up against threats to all of creation.
Yeah.
Like the Anti-Monitor.
Okay, so it's not totally useless.
Especially after Kyle visited the Source and acquired the life equation. Essentially the source code to reality, the life equation is mathematical proof that life is worth living.
With it, Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim, even
Yeah,
threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
Darkseid?
The life equation, like its counterpart,
Beats contained a supernova, survived the Big Bang that created the DCU, outsped the laws of physics, surpassed Hal Jordan's powers, resisted the anti-life equation's domination, mastered the emotional spectrum, and defeated Wonder Woman's Parallax and Mazo in Oblivion. Okay.
The anti-life equation is a conceptual
I'm excited
artifact
for
from
the
a
animation.
higher
I'm
reality,
excited.
Originating in a platonic realm that is, in a sense, more real than we are.
So it's not a shock that the equation made Kyle too powerful.
He struggled to control it, and it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his fears and anxieties. Oblivion. Kyle's greatest weakness was still himself.
Kyle spent his whole life struggling with the power that the gods granted him.
Oh.
And throughout it all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle split the life equation into pieces to found his second core, the White Lantern.
There it is.
And together, they shattered Oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle once and for all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
Well, he was the one
from
giving
LA.
Unlimited power to people who weren't sure if they could command it.
So he told them the truth. You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself.
That's true.
Along the way.
I like that
With
message.
the power of life at their command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings.
Okay, both analyses are pretty good.
Hey, remember Beerus versus Sailor Galaxia?
Oh God.
No? Well, that's because it was taken off YouTube to anime. But we've got a solution.
Yeah?
It's our own website. That's www.
Whoa. Okay, this is peak cinema right here. This is peak cinema.
GG. It's like our own private Patreon, with a store for death metal merch and a complete death metal video archive. It's got episodes that YouTube has banned, blocked, and censored, and there's even more
Yes,
goodies
it's
on the
back.
web. So check out Death Metal.
I need to check it out.
Live right now.
That's actually peak of death battle doing that.
Alright, the combatants are set.
I already said that I bang on Kyle, and I don't care that I got spoiled and lose anyway. I'm taking my L like a champ.
The data through all possibilities.
It's time
I'm excited.
for a death battle.
And I already know the voice acting is gonna be really good. Here we go! Whoa.
Alright, I'm not rusty at all.
Oh.
Hey dude, Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Brink says you've got a Class A galactic super.
Oh my God! They did the reference! They did it!
Whatever that is.
Sorry.
I'm thinking
I'm
it's the
geeking.
giant mech. Why don't you hand it over?
Gurren Lagann's mine, officer. Just who the hell do you think you are?
Oh, I love it. Reason myself. And don't worry, I'll make a lyric video on the track later. Whoa.
I'm told I'm bad with authority.
Just who the hell do you think you are?
Tell
Oh.
me about it. 4.
Oh. Line as perfect. Can
Nothing! My drill will pierce the heavens!
all the hand-drawn animations? Oh my goodness.
Take it to Gurren Lagann!
Whoa. Oh. Not here, Will the Drill. So cool. I love it already.
That's really cool.
Oh my God.
I'm a digger.
We
Oh.
do the impossible.
See the invisible.
Touch the untouchable.
Oh my God.
Unbreakable.
If you ain't know,
Now you know.
Now you know.
Space can stop my drill. This is cool. Made it by the fire in
Simone
me.
the digger. If there's a wall in my way, I'll smash it down!
Galaxies in my mind, lead me out to the other side. This animation is already, it's way too cool. Oh my God.
Stop fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends, your compassion for me, your
No.
hope for the future. Choose life.
Have faith in the Simone that believes in you.
Yeah, he can just outright resist that.
Super Tekken Topa Gurren Lagann!
There it is.
My drill is the drill that will transcend the heavens! Giga Drill Break!
This is, oh my God. My God. Day is darkest. Alright.
super weapon wasn't your mech.
It was me.
Then, Simone, I'm taking you in brightest day, in blackest night.
Oh my God.
No evil shall escape my sight.
This is peak.
Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern fly!
I already know I lost the bet.
Let's see you grit
Oh.
those teeth!
Oh.
You'd make a good lantern.
Oh my.
Simone of Earth, you have been chosen.
Peak cinema. That's absolute cinema. I love that ending.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
That ending was too cool.
The guy with the snazzy
Oh,
sunglasses.
When both combatants possessed unlimited
I didn't expect
power,
the
it's hard to judge
I didn't expect Ringmaster. All right, let's see the
them
results.
by our normal standards. Take speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once.
Yeah.
And Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like strength and speed kind of become irrelevant.
Instead, let's analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
Yeah.
First up, imagination. The boundless things they could conjure to use against the other. Both could think up just about anything the other could, like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across time, anything.
Simone did have a few attacks that Kyle hasn't encountered, like the probability-altering missiles, but it's likely Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against existence being erased across the multiverse.
And in general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than Simone's arsenal, which was mostly drills. Though again, nothing Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy absorption. Imagination is a draw.
That leaves the other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
And that's really gonna be the winning factor here, since it's the source of everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a multiversal scale with their willpower, but we can use dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as Simone and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
And remember, each numbered dimension infinitely surpasses the one below it.
Which meant Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base level.
Yeah, pretty
However,
much.
that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge, because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger.
So to determine the limits of their willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
Simone's whole deal with spiral power is how he can constantly evolve to get stronger. So just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing the multiverse labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity in an instant. Simone made himself that much stronger through sheer force of will.
More than enough to close the gap with Kyle. Especially since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to easily kill Simone, it was only a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low on charge. Especially since Simone could likely regenerate for at least a week straight, like Nia did. While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped several orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And while Kyle could manipulate emotions to reduce Simone's willpower, Simone resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation meant he could power through anything Kyle threw at him.
Everything, that is, except for the life equation. It originated from a higher level of reality and would have more than even the odds.
Too bad Kyle couldn't control it. It was just as much a detriment to him as an asset, forcing him to relinquish it to keep from destroying reality and himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself writing a version of Gurren Lagann, and using spiral power to make that fiction into reality.
A pretty similar level of reality to the life equation, and a level of power Simone had no trouble embracing and mastering by the end of his story. No matter how you look at it, Simone might start weaker, but his peak will always transcend Kyle's. Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway? That's Gurren Lagann in a nutshell.
Simone's incredible potential eclipsed Kyle, which means his willpower was ultimately greater. Kyle may have embodied...
let's see. Greater rates of adaptation, superior regeneration, resists the emotional spectrum, counter each other's abilities, that's equal. Weaker initially, stronger at base, more creative use of his ring, far weaker eventually, limited battery.
life itself, but Simone's unstoppable evolutionary potential
I love that ending though.
Even
it's already my favorite ending of the season.
Lantern's light.
I hope Kyle at least dug the fight, because when it comes to death battle losers, he was a dead ringer.
The winner.
Oh, shut up, Boomstick. Shut up.
Next time on Death battle.
Alright, we already saw this coming. Wile E. Coyote versus Tom Cat. I'm excited for this one. My freaking childhood is Tom the Cat, so I'm betting Tom the Cat. Alright, in that video that I said I will react to, here it is, the video I promised that I would react to. Another video relating to this subject. Simon the Digger, or Simon the Digger, versus Kyle Rayner, but with Will the Drill. Let's hear this. It's gonna be very peak.
Alright, I'm not rusty at all.
Hey dude, Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is. I'm thinking it's the giant mech. Why don't you hand it over?
Gurren Lagann's mine, officer. Just who the
Who the hell do you think you are? Deep inside a dream, so we can densely illuminate it. Oh yeah, and I'll leave this video as well in the description so you guys can check it out yourself.
Tell me about it. Four.
Chosen by masters in will and light shaping our space and time to their design. But is it right? In brightest day, as darkest ill, no heaven or space can stop my drill. Nothing can contain our will. Oh my god.
That's really cool.
I'm a lantern. We do the impossible.
See the invisible.
Touch the untouchable.
Break the unbreakable.
If you ain't know,
Now you know!
Now you know.
It's like this fight didn't need to go hard than it initially needs to.
Simone the Digger. If there's a wall in my way, I'll smash it down.
I love it. This may be a this may be a contender of my favorite Death Battle episode in the Kickstarter season.
Stop fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends.
I love it.
Passion for me.
I love it more than most episodes in this season.
Choose life.
Have faith in the Simon that believes in you.
I love it. Tear a hole in the sky, baby! Tear a hole in the sky!
My drill is the drill that will transcend the heavens. Giga Drill Break!
As darkest ill, no heaven or space can stop my drill. Shine a line as power filled. Nothing can contain our will.
The super weapon wasn't your mech.
It was me.
Then, Simone, I'm taking you in.
in brightest day,
And as black as night,
no evil shall
escape my sight.
Let those who
I love
light
those lines.
wear my power. Green Lantern
Let's see you grit those teeth!
You'd make a good lantern.
Simon of
I love this.
You have been chosen.
This is absolute cinema.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
Just cinema, absolute cinema. Sorry if I'm glazing it so hard. I just love the final result. This is my first impressions. I might come back to watch it over and over again. But yeah. Oh yeah, and the voice actors did really good. Kieran Regan, cooked. Brandon Acosta, cooked. Animation, cooked. Come on. This is just wow. It's already a contender of one of my favorite episodes of all time. Although, who knows, maybe it could change the more I watch it. But yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed this reaction video of mine. And I hope you all enjoyed the episode. And I hope you all enjoyed this episode regardless. Sorry for the starter there. I just like how, my god, this is like one of the most anticipated matchups of all time. So yeah, everybody's going to love it. So yeah, with that, thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe if you want to. It'll help out the channel a lot. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.